morning, everyone. There's a look from our Portland riverfront camera in downtown Portland. Thanks for joining us. Our first guest is a cultural phenomenon. He's half of the world-famous magic duo with the longest-running headlining show in Las Vegas. He co-hosts a TV series, has an award-winning podcast, and he's written several best-selling books, including his latest novel. We welcome the author of Random, the one and only Penn Jillette. Good to have you with us.
Good to be here. Very nice to be here.
Oh, wow. We had, look at that. Applause. Wow.
With no audience. These are people. These are paid employees.
Right? This might be the most we've had in a while.
Or do you make them applaud? I mean, they are your employees. Is that what? Would that be cause for termination if they didn't applaud enough for the guests?
So tell me, first of all, Random, you had a book event last night.
Yep.
How did it go?
Went very well. A lot of people showed up, and it was very nice. I read a little bit of it and did the stuff you're supposed to do at a book signing.
Okay. And
sign books.
Sign books. Yeah. Okay, Bobby, the main character, his philosophy is that there's no higher power, really. There's a philosophy to the luck, the randomness of it.
Yeah.
So tell me about him.
Actually, no luck at all.
Right.
But just when we have trouble making decisions, you know, we kind of decide what we want to do the most, but that does eliminate all the stuff on the sides. You know, the stuff we want to do a little less. And there's a bell curve with dice. So what he does is he rolls dice. He assigns the decisions he needs to make and rolls dice for every decision. And of course, he lives in Vegas, as he would have to, as I do. And it's kind of a crime novel with a protagonist that's doing everything at random, all his actions.
Living in Vegas, I would think it'd be challenging in some ways because it's a place where people go to party and have a vacation and let loose.
Yeah, well, it's very odd because I've never had a drink of alcohol or a recreational drug in my life.
Yeah.
And I don't gamble. But it is the place.
Which actually I think is perfect for living in Vegas.
Well, Las Vegas does have the very conveniently named Penn and Teller Theater, so it's better. It's better for me to go there. That was the real attractor for me, not the gambling. But actually, they had a place called the Penn and Teller Theater.
Just
very useful for me.
Yeah. Would you have ever thought when you were, let's say, in college, you would have a theater with your name on it?
Well, I didn't go to college.
Okay.
I barely finished high school. Kind of a sore point.
So in your 20s?
In my 20s, I actually went to Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey, greatest show on earth, clown college. But never in my goal set was being in Las Vegas. And never in my goal set was being on Broadway. You know, I thought I would just be doing creepy little shows for small numbers of people. I am one of those people that's much more successful than I expected to be. You know, most people tell you they're less successful. I expect the invisible hand of the economy to crush me any moment now as the world realizes he's got his own theater in Vegas? Him? Let's get him back to being carny trash where he belongs.
Okay, tell me about COVID, because COVID almost took down Vegas, really.
Yeah, it did. You know, we went 421 days without doing a live show, which is not a hardship. I mean, we were the least punished of anybody by this virus. But since I was 12 years old, I'd never gone longer than a month without doing a live show. So it was very, very strange to not being up, you know, on the lights and people cheering when they're paid to cheer, and it was a very strange experience. But that's during then that I wrote the book.
Oh, you have two teenagers.
I do.
You're a parent to two teenagers.
Moxie and Zoltan, yes.
Yeah, and how are they doing? And how are you as a dad to teenagers?
I don't know. I don't know if anybody's really. Well, at least I'm not particularly skilled at that. I kind of stumble through. I believe they are doing better than I was when I was that age, and that is the lowest bar you could possibly set. But they are crossing it. Yeah. Mox, one of my teenagers, is a magician.
Oh wow, that's
great. And working a lot, and she's consulting on a straitjacket escape right now. And she's been on our show, Fool Us, a couple times, which is maybe a little bit of nepotism. But
that's okay.
Yeah.
You were following Ivanka Trump's message.
Exactly.
There's that.
And my son is, you know, video games guy, programs video games, stuff like that. So they do the stuff you're supposed to do at that age, I suppose.
Well, I love that they're following. At least your daughter's following in your footsteps.
Well, Mox makes it very clear that I am not the magic teacher she likes.
Oh.
She goes to Teller, and she goes to Piff the Magic Dragon, and Mac King, and the other magicians who she considers much better than me.
Okay.
But,
okay, how long have you two known each other? Because you've been performing since...
We've been working together for 47 years.
Yeah.
But we've known each other only a little bit longer than that. We started working together right away. When I first met Teller, I was, you know, homeless, hitchhiking around and juggling, but he was a high school Latin teacher, Latin and Greek, right outside of Trenton, New Jersey. So teaching the classics in high school outside of Trenton, New Jersey, one of the inner layers of Dante's hell. But that's where he was, and I took him away from all that, and now he's in a showroom in Las Vegas, one of the outer levels of Dante's hell. It's just, he's moved out a circle or two.
Okay, we want to talk to you more about your career and your history, so hang right there, and we'll be right back. More with Penn Jillette. We'll be right back.
You will tell me stop. I hope you understand my English. You will tell me stop, and the three of hearts appear.
Okay. Stop.
My English is very bad. No, tell me stop. But you know what? I listen you. But the trick is no, you tell me stop and the three appear.
I see.
The trick is the three appear on the box. You need to see. You need to see.
This is freaking me out.
Tell me another card, or look at one, or anything. You have one? Any card.
Two clubs.
Two clubs. I try. I forget one card in the box. Sorry. I forget one card in the box. Sorry.
No, welcome back to AM Northwest. We're back with the one and only Penn Jillette.
That's Danny D'Artez.
Yeah.
He's probably, in my opinion, probably the best magician alive today.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he did a great job.
He's unbelievable.
Yeah.
He's just wonderful. And he's Spanish, because all your best magicians nowadays are Spanish. That's true.
Yeah? Oh, really?
True. Yeah.
Is that something it's Yeah.
And pretty much we don't know who's going to be on ever.
Right.
Of course we couldn't. And when Allison, the host, when she says our next magician's from Spain, Teller and I kind of just give up. Yeah. But the next show that's on is the one with Danny. And if you're going to see one magician, it's Danny D'Artez.
He's the one to see.
He's unbelievable.
The magician who inspired you, James Randi.
Sure.
I love that he debunked so many things, and there was a documentary done on him. Incredible. He became your lifelong friend, right?
Oh yeah, Randi. If there were no Randi, there would be no Penn and Teller. He's totally responsible for everything. You know, the first magic book that was published was in the 17th century, and it was called The Discovery of Witchcraft. It's the first magic book that deals with magic as tricks. Oh. And there have been 2 schools of magic that run kind of side by side. Of course, Houdini was very much into these are tricks, there's no supernatural involved. And then Randi kind of picked that up, and that's the school of thought we're in. Then there's a bunch of other magicians who like to have this kind of weird, I don't know how I'm doing this, you know, right. David Blaine, I don't know, it's all mystery, I don't know. But we've always been in the school of just, it's tricks, and that's the way Randi was too. And Randi, of course, the later part of his life was mostly into just debunking, you know, hucksters and liars, and didn't perform magic as much, although he was wonderful.
Well, that's an incredible challenge, though, to debunk some things that are out there that people really believe.
Yeah, well, you know, it's taking, when you're lying and cheating, which is what you're doing in magic, it's all you're doing. When you put a proscenium around that, when you do that on stage, it's a wonderful moral act. But when you do that without a proscenium, when you do that in real life, you can take people's grief and really make it, compound it and exploit it in a very bad way.
You have done so much, you and Teller have done so much on television over the years, over the decades. decades. I was wondering if there are any things that stand out. Mike Douglas show. I'm going back a ways. But I actually remember the Mike Douglas show and what that experience was like. What was it like for you? And when you look back, what are you thinking? What do you think?
Well, you know, that was, I mean, I was 19 or something, and it was crazy. You know, television then, I mean, I'm from a small town, and television was completely unattainable. As I said earlier, I never expected to go this far in show business. So being on television was insane. I just remember the trembling and I mean, what I'm having right now.
Yeah.
This horrible fear. But
of me?
Yes, terrified. But then, you know, we went on to do. It was a long break between we did Mike Douglas, and then it was like, I think, 10 years before we did Saturday Night Live.
Oh, yeah. I just watched that. This clip from SNL.
Yeah, this
was amazing.
We were drowning Teller with Madonna. Yeah, and yeah, that was really you know, Saturday Night Live was crazy because we loved doing live performance, and we like doing TV too. But Saturday Night Live is that combination of going out, you know, absolutely live for, at the time, I guess, 8 million people. That's us hanging upside down. I don't mean to give away the punchline, but we're hanging upside down. That's why the tricks work there.
Have you ever injured yourself rehearsing these tricks?
Well, you know, injured, I have a very strong moral position on this. People should not be hurt and injured in show business. In 47 years, no one working with Penn and Teller has ever been injured. Now, when I say injured, I mean, we've always been cut and sprained wrists and ankles and stuff, but we're very, very careful. What we do should look terrifying and should be completely safe. Houdini himself said he never did anything more dangerous than sitting in his living room. But you want to make it look incredibly dangerous. I think that's the fun of doing show business.
Your career is various. I mean, you do so many things. You've done so many things. I wanted Run DMC's music video. I mean, think of you meet so many people, you do so many things. This has got to have been a fun one to do.
It was really, really fun because Run and D, wonderful,
oh, look
wonderful
at you,
people.
Run and D.
And and of course, I mean, we miss him terribly, Jam Master Jay.
Yes.
But that was really fun. You know, that was shooting with limos and helicopters, and you know, they were the #1 on MTV at that time. And Rick Rubin, the wonderful producer, had us come in, and we wrote the video and laid it out and did that. And of course, they wrote the song. And it was really fun to be on MTV in those days. We were guest VJs.
That's when they
all
actually
the time.
had music.
Yeah, they actually played music at MTV. Yeah.
I saw on your Instagram one of your big honors has been now to be in the Oxford Dictionary.
Yes,
that's pretty cool.
I was really surprised.
Yeah.
Someone sent me that, and you know, I have the full Oxford English Dictionary. You know, the one that's like that, all the volumes. And I've not read it all yet, but it has not a good plot, but a lot of scene setting. And someone wrote to me that a card term that's used there that's used in poker in one of my books that I wrote earlier. I use it, and I'm cited in the Oxford English Dictionary.
That's so great.
Damn!
That's
the Oxford English Dictionary.
That's pretty cool.
A guy from Greenfield, Massachusetts. Oxford English. I was really excited about that. I may have been more excited than all the other honors put together.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was really a big deal.
Yeah.
And they don't tell you.
No.
They
didn't tell you?
They don't call you up and go, you know, hey, you're in the Oxford English Dictionary. It was a person that I know that's a linguist that just said, you might not care about this, but I just came across you in the Oxford English Dictionary. I said, I care a lot about that. Even better than having a Nevada spider named after me. There's one of the Latin names of a spider in Nevada, a trapdoor, sneaky spider that gets its prey by cheating, is named, it's like Jillette or something, is my last name. So I have a spider named after me, and I'm in the OED. Beat that! Beat that! Beat that, David Blaine.
The book again is titled Random. Penn, Jillette, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This was fun.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away.